Have you ever finished one of your coaching sessions and thought to yourself, wow, I was on fire. I should have been recording that. The easiest and smartest way to post consistent content online is from capturing work that you're already doing. And coaching sessions can make for amazing podcast episodes. But you don't want to just post your downloaded Zoom meeting to a podcast hosting site and call it a day. There are a few steps that you will need to take if you want that content to perform well and if you want your podcast to gain new listeners. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can convert your coaching sessions into high-performing, high-quality podcast episodes with the least amount of work possible. We've got a lot to cover, so we better get started. Hey, welcome to the Pod Sound School. This is your go-to place on YouTube for game-changing content marketing and creation videos. I'm Studio Steve and I'm an audio and video professional, and I help students and clients to create content marketing machines that work on autopilot for them to generate and nourish leads and build their influence while spending very little time and effort actually making the content. I'd love to do the same for you. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, and you'll also find a playlist right here that I put together with more biz videos. Okay, now to the reason you're here. We're gonna divide this video into 5 parts. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to start repurposing your coaching sessions into podcast episodes. And you'll also have the know-how you need to start interviewing industry experts on your podcast as well. So let's start the first part of the video. Part 1, Zoom alternatives. The first thing that you'll want to consider is using an alternative remote recording solution than Zoom. Zoom is amazing for meetings, but when it comes to the final files that you get from Zoom, the quality of the video and audio is not very good. You will find many coaches and business professionals who actually do use Zoom for podcast episodes and content, but that is ill-advised because there are better solutions that will increase your video and audio quality by 10 times. Our top 2 suggestions here are Squadcast FM and Riverside FM. Both of these solutions offer you a similar way to connect with your clients, either in a private room or in a small group of 4 or 5 people if you do group coaching. You can share your screen if you have presentation materials, but when it comes time to export your files, you receive insanely higher quality files than Zoom. I will leave a link to both solutions below so you can learn more, but after you start using one of these solutions, I know you're gonna come back to this video and thank me. You're welcome. All right, are you ready for the next part? Let's reveal number 2, recording equipment. Before we jump into the most affordable, professional, and easy to use gear you'll need, before I forget, I want to invite you to a free podcasting masterclass that we have available on demand for a limited time. We share in detail our exact formula for building influence quickly and efficiently for biz owners. Our content marketing system is what has allowed us to scale our business to a team of 6 people and over 6 figures in gross profit. It took us 4 years to develop this strategy, but our students and clients are able to implement the strategy immediately and gain instant results. We're taking the masterclass down soon, so make sure that you grab your seat. Again, it's 100% free. Okay, now to the equipment. This is a perfect part to follow the last part because here we are also talking about ways to simply improve the quality of your recordings and instantly take them to a professional level. So you've signed up for a remote recording solution like Squadcast FM. Now you'll want to make sure to upgrade how your voice and face are being captured by your computer. So first, let's talk audio. This is such a simple upgrade, and not only will it make your audio and videos many times better, but your clients will also appreciate it, and they'll take you more seriously as a presenter. All you need for this is a USB microphone. These are my 2 top suggestions, and you can choose one based on your budget. I'll also drop some Amazon links in the description below for you. The first is the Samson Q2U, which goes for around $60, and the second suggestion is the Shure MV7, which you can snag for around $250. Both of these microphones are great at reducing background noise, and all you have to do is plug them into your computer and position them nice and close to your mouth, and you'll sound like a pro podcaster. Next, let's talk about your camera. You don't need to go all filmmaker and invest in thousands of dollars in equipment, but at very least, you need to upgrade from the camera that comes installed on your computer. You want to upgrade to at least a webcam like this Logitech C920 that goes for about $80, or even better, if you really want to look professional, you can start with this Sony ZV-1 camera, which is currently a popular choice for content creators, and this guy goes for around $800. With the Sony ZV-1, you'll have to get an HDMI to USB adapter for your computer, but with that adapter, it will work just like a webcam. Squadcast will recognize the camera automatically, and you'll be ready to go. Finally, you will also want to consider some inexpensive lighting. Especially avoid having your main light source come from the ceiling or from directly above you. This will create unflattering shadows on your face. I really like light with soft boxes, and I like ring lights. I'll leave some of my favorites for you in the description box below. You can also sit facing a window where nice soft sunlight comes through. And now we're ready to move on to the next part, part 3, editing. As I mentioned at the first of the video, you do not want to just post your raw, unedited Zoom meeting to a podcast hosting website. This won't do anything to attract new listeners or provide you with valuable content because you have to first repackage your meeting in a way that gives context to people. This is where things can get complicated, and this is also why most coaches don't even consider doing this, because the techie stuff and the editing process sounds way too difficult to learn, and carving out the time to actually do it each week seems unrealistic. It's true, it will take you at least an hour of editing your meetings to package them into a nice episode, and even more time if you want to grab a handful of clips from each episode to share as short vertical videos to TikTok, IG Reels, and YouTube Shorts, which I highly recommend you do. But the good news is that this process can be simplified and it doesn't have to be complicated. The best option, and this is what I most strongly recommend to every client, is to hire an editor. There are so many talented editors that will do an incredible job turning your meetings or interviews into full-length video and audio podcast episodes. And many of those editors will also create cuts or clips from the full-length episodes for you to use as short videos. This means that what was at first an amazing private meeting you had with a client has now turned into a video podcast that you can post to YouTube and Spotify, an audio podcast that you can post everywhere people listen to podcasts, and 5 or 6 vertical videos that you can post to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Whoa, you're creating like a content boss. If you can't afford a video editor for the time being, there are many easy solutions and free ways you can get started with editing. The best free video editing software is DaVinci Resolve. The best affordable software is Filmora. And the best professional options are Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro. Don't be afraid to just jump into these programs and get started. They all come with easy to follow tutorials right out of the box. And this way you can start posting effective content that will help grow your business before you can afford an editor. But I urge you, even before you can afford it, find yourself a good editor. A great place to start with your search is Upwork. Okay, now on to the second to last part, part 4, posting. Now you have all this sweet content. Where do you post it? How long is it gonna take you to do this each week and to post all this stuff? Well, here's the easiest breakdown and my suggestion for you. If you start with a video podcast and make your main editing work, finishing a full-length video episode, you can then upload that episode for free to YouTube and Spotify or Anchor FM, which is owned by Spotify. You'll have to set up a YouTube channel and an account with Anchor FM. Here you can use the same graphics, descriptions, and episode information for each platform. This YouTube channel is where you can also post clips from this full-length episode, which become really easy to grab once you have the full episode exported. And the cool thing about Anchor FM is, in addition to making your video podcast available on Spotify, Anchor will also share the audio version of your episodes to all the other podcast players, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, etc. And since you're already making a few clips from each episode, you may as well pop over to IG and TikTok and share those vertical clips there too. This will take a handful of minutes publishing on each platform, but with practice, you'll find workarounds and time-saving hacks. And if your budget allows for it, or when it allows for it, here you can hire a community manager, like we did, to post all of this content for you and even engage with people on the platforms on your behalf. And be on the lookout for you for hot prospects. Okay, friend, we've arrived at the last part of this video, and that is part 5, best practices and tips. Here, I just want to leave you with simple things you can do to convert those awesome coaching sessions or even private practice conversations you have with yourself into powerful and magnetic content. Here are 3 simple tips. Tip 1, add context. This can be as simple as recording yourself, introducing the episode, and explaining why someone just discovering this episode for the first time absolutely has to watch or listen to it. Tell them what they will learn. 2, Make it relevant. If you add a little bit of keyword research into your weekly content workflow, you'll know what people are actually searching for. You should already be conducting similar research when you are identifying your future customers' pain points and interests. Once you have some data, it shouldn't be very hard in your editing and organizing of the coaching sessions to present the episodes to people using keywords that they are searching for. And tip number 3, get permission. Make sure your clients are okay with their likeness being shared. In the cases that they are not okay with it, don't worry, Squadcast or Riverside make it really easy to download only your portion of the meeting. This way, you can just make an episode from all of the key takeaways of what you said to your client. And a bonus tip here, clients love it when you send them these episodes with a follow-up email or message. Hey, I was just checking in if you made that improvement or started that integration process yet. And as a reminder of what we discussed, here are some key takeaways from our time together. Looking forward to hearing about all of your progress in our next meeting. Client retention? Check. I hope you found this video so useful. If so, give the video a like so that I know to make more content like this. Also, comment here on YouTube and I will personally respond. And if you want to learn more about remote recording in a more technical way and cruise right through any hesitation you have with getting started, check out this video right here, which is a super fun video Veronica and I did demonstrating how fun and easy it is to get started with Riverside FM. You'll have to ignore my silly hat and fake cigar.